me get this right. God of War has a giant human-faced snake that talks. A Greek mythological creature flung into Norse mythology. Major changes to characters like Baldur and huge changes to Loki, obviously. But we draw the line at God of War Ragnarok having a chubby Thor and a black girl. Do you realize how silly that sounds? I don't understand it. Now, I am going to talk about the controversy and explain it more than just kind of yelling, but God of War Ragnarok was given a trailer at this last PlayStation event, and it looks fantastic. The way that it is framed looks beautiful. There's a little bit of changes. I can't believe we're talking about instead of like the way that Atreus is aged up beautifully. Like, amazing job on that. The way that Kratos is kind of thinned out and he's changed a lot. Not talking about that. What we're talking about is the new girl who looks maybe black and Asian, or maybe she is Pacific Islander. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure on that yet. And then Heavyset Thor. A lot of people are mad about Heavyset Thor, and I actually really dig the design. Like, I think it's a lot better than stuff we've seen recently when it comes to like heavy people in video games. And I wouldn't even consider him heavy. I would consider him beefy. And I think beefy is usually something that attracts me personally. But I would say with something like this, compared to, heavy people being the butt of the joke, this is awesome. And I know a lot of people are going back and forth. Well, one is true to source material and the other isn't. Okay, so when has God of War ever been true to source material? They've used Norse and Greek mythology to captivate this game, but they've never stayed true to any sort of source material. If you're complaining that it's not true, Angrboda, true to source material, then why didn't you complain about Kratos, the main character? Like, the main character is not true to source material. So that kind of flies out the window. So even if you're using that to defend Thor, that doesn't count. You can't use it stayed true to source material with Thor. You can say, I personally like this design. But you can't say, well, sorry, it's true to source material. No, that's called being a hypocrite. You like the design or you don't. And I think the designs in this game have been very well done. But we see, this is going to be one of those both sides video. And I actually got it sent to me. So I really appreciate it. I've been so sick, and I not paying attention to the controversy near as much. Not this video, not at all. I just subscribe to this guy. He does a really good job. But of course we have normal people coming out and being, oh, it's a tokenized Angrboda. It's a tokenized Angrboda. Tokenization is not just changing of a race. Tokenization technically means changing of a race and then only doing it for bare minimal reasons, not ever seeing any sort of more diversity. So it's not technically a tokenization when the main character is also a person of color, right? So we're seeing it. Should you be worried? The woken rock. Okay. All right. But it's not just that side. It's not. We're going to talk about it all over the place because you've got, we love it. Okay, this is, I love the design. I'm not taking that away, but we've got, oh, this girl is drinking white tears. So funny. Come on now. That's unnecessary on both sides. It's unnecessary. The designs are phenomenal. I'll show you Atreus because that's my favorite. Oh, he looks so good. So basically when it comes to, as far as the story goes, I don't know how they're going to do it because some of the characters that Angrboda gave birth to are actually already in the game, like Fenrir. But Angrboda is one of Loki's wives, right? His polyamorous relationship, right? So I love the designs on her skin. You can barely see them, but they're beautiful. Like, It's awesome. I absolutely love it. But the other one that we're getting complaints about are, well, there's Angrboda. Let's talk about heavyset Thor, fat Thor, whatever you want to call him. I think it looks fantastic. I think that the design is really, really fresh as far as the game goes. But it's actually pretty interesting to see. For a long time, there's always been this, well, let's use, say, Abby or Tila or a character like that, right? They're not conventionally attractive as women. And there's been a big revolt towards that, right? So unconventional attractive women get a lot of flack. That's the best way to put it. This is the first time I've ever seen it with a man, I think. And I actually wouldn't say he's unattractive at all. But for a conventional reason, we're used to Marvel Thor, not to take away from that. But I think what people have to realize, that I even took a very long time to realize, is this version of Thor doesn't take away from that version of Thor in Marvel. The version of Thor in the Marvel MCU does not take away from the one in the comics. The one in the comics does not take away from the one from mythology. They all still exist. We can still go back. We can still read those versions of that character. One does not take away from the other. And if you've seen my Brian Edward Hill video, he actually did a really good way of putting it into context. So for a long time, musicians have really always, done covers and stuff like that. It's a normal thing. So if your favorite song is, say, Poison by Alice Cooper, it's still going to exist, even though I make a remake of Poison by Alice Cooper. It is the same thing with characters like this. Those characters do not take away from the previous iterations. And as much as you may want something to stick to source material, this game is not, you're not going to win the battle on that one with this game. You are simply not, because it's never been that sort of game. Yes, it will draw, it will inspire, but you are going to lose if you try to use the source material argument here. Unfortunately, we live in a society, oh my God, I said that unironically and I didn't even mean to. We live in a society where you can expect this kind of thing. And what I mean by this kind of thing is diversity. We have had a shift in Overton's window to a point where people don't like it, but there's nothing you can do about it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry to hear that. I think the design looks fantastic. I think she looks beautiful. I know the Leon Hayes, the girl that plays her, does a fantastic job. So I have no doubt that this game is going to be good. If we look at some of the other things, and we can talk theories and talk fun stuff, why would we not want to do that? Why would we not want to, instead of focusing on, a race swap, one heavy set man? Why would we not want to talk theories? Because I think Odin's behind a lot, and I think we're going to get a lot more from that part of the storyline. And it's to a point where we're not celebrating fandom anymore. We're celebrating outrage. We're celebrating outrage everywhere. Everybody is always mad about something. There is not a single day goes by where you don't see a video like, this is woke. Ooh, I hate this. La, 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 la. There is not a single day that goes by that we don't have somebody upset because there's not diversity. They don't have somebody. It's the same side of the same coin. And at what point do you give up and just throw the coin away and start over and start celebrating fandom? And I've been slowly trying to do that with posting a positive video every day. But today I can barely keep my head up, so I don't think I'm going to be able to. Maybe I'll get to a Hawkeye video because chef's kiss. Good. But we need to get back to that point. And if you are calling this tokenization, welcome to 2021. As much as you don't like it, I'm not trying to talk down to you. What I'm telling you is there is nothing you can do about it. There is nothing I can do about it. These people that are mad about it realize that the real world is diverse. The real world always should represent what you have in your video game or your TV show or your movie. And not only that, from a business standpoint, it attracts a much bigger audience. So from a capitalistic standpoint, it is very smart to have a diverse platform. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let me know, of course, what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Do not forget, I do have a live tomorrow with Dan Shahan talking comics on the Morning Brew, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.